Hi, I'm Tyler. I play the violin and I am the regional director of the Central CT Back-to-Bach region. My members and I are very excited today to present to you a video about the life of German composer Johannes Brahms. Please enjoy.
So, Johannes Brahms was born in Hamburg, Germany, which is a city in Europe. He was born nearly 200 years ago, which is long before you and I were born, and he was a composer who wrote over 200 pieces. When he was 6 years old, he created his own way of writing music, and he played in private concerts when he was 10 years old. When he was a teenager, he gave piano lessons in order to help his family. His father, Johann Jacob Brahms, was a town musician who played many different instruments. He even played in the Hamburg Philharmonic, which is a big orchestra, and they all play many different instruments, and they all come together and perform and make great music together. His mom, who was Johanna Henrik Christiane Niesen, was a seamstress, and Brahms had two other siblings as well, which was Friedrich Brahms and Elise Brahms. Elise was the oldest, and Friedrich was the youngest, and Brahms was a middle child. It's funny how Johannes Brahms has a very similar name with his dad, Johann, and his mother, Johanna. So let's talk about Brahms' teacher. So Brahms' teacher was Eduard Marxsen, and he was really good friends with Beethoven and Schubert. Those two people are really famous composers of this time, and they all make really, really, really good music. And so, because of this influence of Eduard Marxsen, his music was kind of inspired indirectly from those two people.
As a teenager, Brahms helped support his family by playing gigs in Hamburg, Germany. It was also at this time when he began to write his own music and do recitals. Soon, he began to make a name for himself, catching the eyes and ears of violin virtuoso Joseph Joachim in 1853, who recommended him to a composer, Robert Schumann. Schumann's article praising Brahms's works and potential brought him to new levels of recognition in the music world. However, in 1854, Schumann fell ill, and Brahms assisted him and his family until his death 2 years later. Over the next few years, Brahms' career took off, and he became a piano teacher, choral conductor, women's choir director, and continuously published works such as his serenades and Piano Concerto No. 1 in D minor.
Brahms, who was one of the most famous Romantic period composers, was known for putting intense emotions into the pieces he wrote. It is speculated that he was in love with pianist and composer Clara Schumann, but was unable to be in a relationship with her due to the fact that she was married to composer Robert Schumann. After Robert Schumann's death, Brahms and Clara remained close friends. She even premiered his first piano concerto. Robert Schumann's piano concerto had sections coded as the Clara theme, which was a musical poem dedicated to her. Brahms infused this theme into his intermezzo for piano in E major as a tribute to Clara. In his later years, he also dedicated several pieces to her, such as his Opus 118. Experiencing difficult life situations helped Brahms write beloved works that are enjoyed by many today.
Speaking of Brahms' relationship with Clara Schumann, he rose to fame after her husband died, and they agreed that they would stay friends. His first two symphonies, Symphony I, Opus 68, and Symphony II, Opus 73, along with his violin concerto, Opus 77, were taken well and helped him rise to fame. Ludwig II of Bavaria awarded him the Maximilian Order for Science and Art in 1874, and Duke George of Meiningen awarded him the Commander's Cross of the Order of the House of Meiningen in 1881. He, along with Bach and Beethoven, were called the greatest, most sublime of all composers by Hans von Bülow, who he worked with to premiere his Piano Concerto No. 2, Opus 83, using the Meiningen Court Orchestra.
Hi there, my name's Tig. I'm a clarinetist in the Back to Bach project. What you're listening to now is one of Brahms' most famous clarinet works, his first sonata in F minor, the second movement. It's a gorgeous piece. I listen to it when I'm sad because it's so beautiful. It makes me cry. The really interesting thing about these Brahms clarinet works is that we almost didn't have them. So Brahms had retired. He was at his house in the countryside, not intending to compose anything else. He had had a successful career. He was ready to rest now. And in the spirit of relaxation, he went to a concert one day. And being played was Mozart's Clarinet Concerto and Mozart's Clarinet Quintet, which is a string quartet and a clarinet playing together. And the clarinetist who was playing these pieces, his name was Richard Mühlfeld, and Brahms was so inspired by Mühlfeld's playing that he sort of came out of retirement, and over the next 3 years, sort of before his death, he wrote 4 masterpieces for the clarinet. As I mentioned, we have a sonata, there's another sonata, we have 2 clarinet sonatas, we have a clarinet quintet, much inspired by Mozart's, and we also have a clarinet trio. All of these pieces are masterworks of our repertoire, and we're really lucky to have them. They're really gems. So I encourage you to explore all of them. There's something for every mood, every occasion. So I hope you enjoy listening to the second movement of Brahms's F minor sonata. And after you're done with that, go listen to more Brahms. Enjoy. Thank you.
To close out our video, I'm playing the first movement of the Brahms Violin Sonata No. 3. Brahms was a very talented composer, one of the best of his time, and he composed hundreds of works that reached critical acclaim. This particular sonata is a special one because it is his last out of the 3 violin sonatas he composed between 1879 and 1887. The violin in this piece has many lyrical lines with compliments from the added entrances of the piano. He creates this sense of longing and anticipation in this movement, which is a representation of his complicated relationship with Clara Schumann, which Catherine explained earlier in this video. Although Brahms did not have a happy ending, he composed this piece that, along with many others, stood the test of time. I hope that through this video, as this piece ends, you learned something new about the life of Johannes Brahms. Thank you.